Straight Talk with your host Reggie B. Come on, let's all join in. Free your voice, it's your choice, alright here. Oh, Simply Straight Talk.
Welcome to another episode of the Simply Straight Talk Show with your host, Reggie Maddox. And today, we got some real talk on this thing called life just for you. Y'all know what we about to do. Let's start the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Simply Straight Talk Show. This is your man Reggie, and we got another show for you today. Listen, I just want to say shout out and love to Angelique and Melissa, man. You know, I always enjoy doing a show with them. Always love when they come and pop on. The conversations are always great. I hope you guys are enjoying it and that you are getting some good information. I hope this is really helping you and that you guys are really enjoying the conversations that we have. Thank you also. A lot of people sending in questions. So if you got questions that you want to ask and have one of us answer the question, send it in, man. We'll answer the question for you. So we get some great questions so far. So male, female, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Send the question, we'll answer it. You know, that's what we're about, man. Sharing information, sharing life experience, and just really trying to get everybody to open their minds, man, to self-care, self-awareness, self-healing, bridging and finding peace in your life. Speaking of that, today's topic, today we are going to talk about why are you robbing yourself? Why are you robbing yourself? Huh? Why? Now, some of you probably saying, listen, if it's my money, then it's my money. I ain't got to worry about it if I want to take my money. Okay, we're not talking about that. But we want to go a little bit deeper into the areas to where some people don't like to go in their life. And that's when you got to do a little bit of self-reflection to look at yourself. Look at where you are. Look at what you're doing, how your actions and behaviors are impacting other people. But today's show, I want to talk about how your actions and behaviors are impacting you as an individual, you as far as your growth rate, your professional, your personal growth, your career growth, family growth, social growth. We need to talk about it. We got to talk about it. It's important that we talk about it. Now, to kick it off, I got a couple hot items that I want to go through that's going to be related into areas in our lives to where we may be robbing ourselves. Now, some of these are going to apply to you. Some of them may not. But hang on in there because I guarantee you one of these points is going to hit you and you're going to be like, God damn, that's me. It's all right. So let's get into this. First, let's talk about jealousy. Jealousy is something that a lot of us do experience. Now, people experience jealousy at different levels. Some people have a jealousy that's just outright and blatant, you know, and it affects the people that are around you, especially if you're in a relationship. But jealousy also comes to play in friendships. It comes to play in the work environment. People get jealous because they feel like one person may be getting more attention, but they never look at the fact that why does this person seem to be getting more attention in the job? Outside of nepotism, outside of being a kiss up. But how about the fact that this person may really enjoy their work? This person may really take pride in the work that they do. So you have to look at the quality of work that you are putting out. Are you putting out work to where your management team can look at it and say, this guy or this woman knows what they're doing? And it's the same thing in a relationship. You know, some people get jealous of other people in relationship. They get jealous because they see that this woman has a guy that he's doing all of these great things and they just genuinely have a very good and healthy relationship. Some people get jealous because their mate may be getting more attention from somebody else, or they see somebody paying attention to their mate. How do you deal with those emotions? How do you handle those emotions? Do you reflect back on yourself and try to take note as to why these things are happening? Have you let yourself sort of go? Have you got comfortable in your relationship, comfortable in your job, comfortable in your friendship to where you're not the friend that you used to be. You're not there for your friend. So maybe your friend has found somebody else who's a little more understanding of their career goals, what they want to do, what they're trying to accomplish. They're a little more supportive. Maybe in a relationship, you're not really giving her the attention she needs. You're not giving him the attention that he needs. You don't really get dressed up. You're not very talkative. You're not very interactive. You don't communicate very well. And you simply don't go through the process you went through when you was trying to get the person. You're not giving them that attention. You're not giving them that emotional lift. You know what I'm saying? You're not basically not being a good mate or good husband or wife. You used to help out around the house. Now you don't. You used to be happy and supportive. Now you're not. You got to consider these things that when you see other people experiencing things and you become jealous, you really need to self-reflect first. Self-reflect on why these things are happening. Is your jealousy valid? Should you be jealous? Is your jealousy now becoming detrimental to you to where it's hindering you and your decision making? Have you just become comfortable and allowed your jealousy to turn into resentment and to turn into anger, that you are the toxic reason of the relationship? You never communicated your jealousy, but now your mate is catching the blunt of it, but you don't quite know how to deal with it because now things are flying out of control. See, these are the things that we have to think about. These are the things that we rob ourselves of, because when you are giving jealousy and living your life in jealousy, you're robbing yourself of the moments that you could be at peace, the moments you can find happiness, and you're robbing yourself of the ability to think clearly because you're looking to point the blame at them instead of looking at yourself. Not saying that anything is wrong with you, but what can you do better to make the situation better, to get clarity in your decision making? Unforgiveness is the next one. Many of us go through life where either we want someone to forgive us or we need to forgive somebody else and we won't. We want somebody to forgive us for what we've done and we want that forgiveness right now and want things to go right back to normal. Me and Angelique did a great show about that a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago. So check it out. All right. But let's stay right here right now. But unforgiveness can be something that can really hurt people. Not only the person who feels they need forgiveness from that person, but also the person who feels like, I need forgiveness, but you need to forgive. You need to forgive also. And sometimes two people can feel like, well, you owe me your forgiveness, or you owe me your forgiveness. And there's a debate going on. They don't discuss it. Both of them feel like the other person was wrong. Both of them feel like the other one needs to forgive the other one. But the whole time they're saying, I'm not going to forgive you until you do this. And basically that's like taking a knife, stabbing your thigh and say, I'm going to keep cutting myself, stabbing myself in the thigh until you forgive me. You're the one feeling the pain. You're the one feeling the hurt. You're the one that's creating an emotional wound that you're limping around in life, not the other person. You're hurting yourself with your thoughts and your mindset, carrying around this unforgiveness, which eventually turns to anger, turns to bitterness, and you simply can't move on because you're stuck behind it. And it affects you more than you know. It really does. Unforgiveness is something that you need to really take a look at and determine, is this a situation really worth me feeling the way I'm feeling every day? Does this person deserve my forgiveness? Do I really, or should I just ask them for forgiveness? Because a lot of times when it comes to forgiveness, there's mixed emotions, mixed feelings. I'm not going to forgive you until you do this, or I'm not going to forgive you until you do this. And both people are hurting on the inside. You're hurting yourself on the inside, expecting somebody to do something and feel a certain way that even if when they probably do say, okay, yeah, well, you know what? I'm sorry. Okay. All right, I forgive you. But the thing about it is, are you going to feel better when they say they forgive you? Is it going to make a difference? Is it going to erase everything? Do you just want to hear it? Is the forgiveness really hindering you? Is that person really of that much value to you? I talked a little while ago about people who barely know somebody, but they like to say, well, I don't want this person talking. And people do this on the job all the time. Well, I don't want this person talking to me outside of work, talking to me except for work only. But you only talk to them at work and you only talk about work. So who are you hurting? Think about that. So when you're talking about unforgiveness, think about what it is you're seeking forgiveness for. Is it something that you need to carry on or just let go and move on with your life? Is that person's forgiveness really going to make a difference? Is your seeking forgiveness for them really going to promote your life? Is it going to advance you? Is it going to help you go ahead? Now, it may help you or the other person just to say it so it's said, but are things really going to be the same? Is it really worth it? It's always good to admit your wrongs. It's always good to apologize if you're in the wrong. But to hold a grudge against somebody until they do, because they really don't care about how you feel about it anyway, you're only hurting yourself. Like I said, you're basically stabbing yourself in the leg, feeling all this pain, but you want them to acknowledge that pain, and they don't because they don't care. So think about that. Next, holding on to what has let you go. Now, I see this a lot. I see a lot of people holding on to things, holding on to people that have let them go. And they're angry. They're bitter. It could be because they want closure. It could be because, they feel like the relationship or the friendship still needs to exist. Sometimes people outgrow each other. Sometimes people don't want to grow. They want to stay where they are in life. Mentally, physically, emotionally, they want to stay in that spot. And as you grow, you may come to find out that that friendship has outgrown it. You've outgrown that friendship. But you're trying to hold on to something that's not beneficial to you or your future. It's not going to help you to grow emotionally. And I think a lot of us, we hold on to people, we hold on to things that honestly are keeping us in one place that is keeping us in limbo, not allowing us to progress, not allowing us to grow. We got friends, we got family, we got relationships that we're in with people. We got guys who are with women who are really holding them back. They're not beneficial to them as far as self-growth, personal growth, professional growth. We got women with men and who a man is not supporting them in those areas as well. So it goes both ways. But the thing about it is, are you holding on to something that you need to let go? If so, then you are robbing yourself of your future. You're robbing yourself of opportunities to be successful, to find happiness, to find peace. When you're holding on to jealousy, you're holding on to unforgiveness, you're holding on to things or a person that, has let you go, but you won't let go, then you're keeping yourself in a position to where you're not going to grow. You're not going to find success. Next is neglecting your health. So many people do this. Some people are very health conscious, but they may carry jealousy, unforgiveness, or holding on to one, let them go. But when you are neglecting your health, that means you're not taking care of your body. You need your body to live, people. You need your body. Okay? So that means you got to work out. You got to eat right. You got to exercise. Okay? You got to work out the physical body. You got to find ways to keep the physical body fit. Now, I'm not saying you got to be in the gym 24 hours a day, but you might need to take more steps in walking. Make sure you're eating properly. Cut back on the sugar and the salt. Cut back on the things that you know are causing you to have hypertension, high blood pressure. Well, hypertension, high blood pressure, high cholesterol levels, things that are causing you that it may increase your chances of having diabetes, things that may affect your teeth, to where now your teeth are starting to decay. You got to be mindful of this. You're starting to develop gum disease. Your blood circulation is becoming poor. You have excessive water weight in your body. That is why your health is important. When you maintain a healthy body, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel stronger. And your mind is going to feel fit because your body feels healthier. That's why a lot of people, when they work out, yes, they may be tired and exhausted, a little bit of pain when they work out, but once they're done, they feel good. And when you get to the point where you lose that weight or you get to a position in life to where you are healthy and you have dropped some weight, you start to feel better. You start to feel more comfortable. You start to feel more confident in who you are. You need to be mindful of your health. Don't neglect your health. Don't neglect your health. Take care of your teeth. Take care of your skin. Take care of your hair. Take care of your body. Eat right. Exercise. Go for a walk 30 minutes a day. Find a nice park to go to and just walk. Instead of driving somewhere, walk somewhere. Park at the back end of the parking lot. Increase your vegetable intake. Drink more water. Cut back on the sodas and the sugary drinks and start drinking some of these drinks that have zero sugar. Take care of your body. Take care of your body. When you don't take care of your body, you are robbing yourself of a healthy life, a longer life. So jealousy, unforgiveness, holding on to things or people that have let you go and neglecting your health are ways that you are robbing yourself of the chance of success, of being able to have a better job, professional growth, professional career, professional development, personal development and growth. You're robbing yourself. You deserve it. There's so much more that you have to offer. But listen, we're going to talk more about this when we come back right after this break.
You're listening to Simply Straight Talk.
Hey, this your man Reggie here. Are you looking for some fresh new music? Are you looking for an artist that's got that positive vibe and that positive flow, that knows how to flow lyrically? Then man, you need to check out Tone G Music with songs like Buzzing, Good Deeds, and Pick Up the Phone. Now these songs are available on Apple Music and other digital platforms. Tone G brings that positive vibe in everything he does. And the music he brings with the reggae style and that smooth lyrical flow, oh, you know what to do. Y'all check out Tone G Music.
We hope you're enjoying the show. As our listeners, this show is made possible because of your support. Make sure you click the subscribe button and leave a comment. Thank you for being a part of the show, and now back to your host, Reggie Maddox.
All right, everybody, we are back with the second half of the show. Now, today, we are talking about why are you robbing yourself? More so, I'm asking you, why are you robbing yourself? Why are you robbing yourself of the opportunity for success, personal growth? Why are you robbing yourself of happiness? Why are you robbing yourself of a peace of mind? Now, in the first part of the show, we talked about how people hold on to a jealousy. That's not good. We talked about unforgiveness, the false expectation of unforgiveness. You know, you're hurting yourself mentally and emotionally, waiting on somebody else to give, to say, please forgive me, please forgive me. You know what I'm saying? Or to accept your forgiveness. We also talk about holding on to things or people that have let you go. And we talked about neglecting your health. Now, in this part of the show, I want to start it off by kicking off and continuing the conversation on why are you robbing yourself by asking you this question. Are you consumed by failure? And how you see failure in your life by the things, the goals, the relationships that maybe didn't work. How do you see yourself? Are you consumed with it? Do you feel like, the things you tried don't work? Do you feel like the relationships you have pursued have failed? Do you blame yourself? Do you constantly ask yourself, what could I have done different? What could have changed? Did I make a bad choice in choosing him? Was I a bad choice as a maid? What if I would have just did this different? If I would have made more money? If I was a little skinnier or a little more muscular? Would that have made the difference? What if I was just more sexually active? Would that have made the difference? When we experience what we consider to be a failure in our lives, be it a career, did I not work hard enough? Did I not make the right moves, the right decision? Was I not a good employee? I lost a lot of friends. Was I a bad friend? Did I make poor decisions? Newsflash, we all make bad decisions or poor choices in our life in a variety of areas. You are not perfect. No one else is perfect. If you feel like you have failed in some area of your life, be it a marriage, relationship, friendship, a job, maybe you feel like you failed in raising your kids, like you couldn't give them enough, you wasn't there enough, you wasn't a good parent. Maybe you're a child and you feel like I didn't make my parents proud. I didn't do enough. I wasn't a good child. Maybe I got in trouble. It doesn't make you a bad person. You made a bad decision, a bad choice. Or the fact is the circumstances of the situation simply was not in your favor. It did not work out. When you become consumed by failure, that everything you do or the things you have done you have failed at, and you adopt that mindset, it will be very difficult for you to maintain any relationships. And and right at this moment, if you saw the movie Logan, when he was sitting on the bed and that little girl walked in there and asked, what would he do? He knew that the little girl wanted him to go with them. And he told her, I suck at this. Everybody that I come around gets hurt or worse. And some of us have that mentality. We feel like if we get inside a relationship, it's going to fail. We feel like if we try to find a new job, it's not going to work out. We constantly doubt ourselves. And that's what happens when you adopt a mindset of failure and you're consumed by thoughts of failure. Failure is experience, and that experience is a setup to go forward. It's a learning experience. So failure doesn't mean you're defeated. It doesn't mean that you lost. It means that you had a learning stop. That's what it is. When you come across a point in your life to something doesn't work out, it is a learning stop. It is like a speed bump in the road. Sometimes we're going so fast in life, we hit that speed bump, and it's not until we hit that speed bump that we slow down and start to pay attention to what's in front of us. So when you look back and you see that speed bump behind you, don't keep focusing on it. You've already hit it. You're past it. Focus on what's going forward. Do not allow yourself to be consumed by what you call failure. And don't call it failure. It is a learning stop. That's what it is. It's a learning stop. A learning stop is a bump in the road that makes you stop and think about where you are and what you're going and the choices and decisions you're making at that time. It is a learning stop. So do not be consumed by failure. Do not see yourself as a failure. See yourself as someone that is open-minded and willing to grow from the experiences that you have reached in life. Next, waiting for the right time you will never allow to happen. Now, this is a big one because we have this a lot. A lot of people procrastinate in the things they want to do because they really feel like it's not the right time. It's not the right time. And when people ask, well, when is the right time? Well, I know when it gets here. But they never know. It never happens. So they never act on their goals, their ambitions, or their dreams. They never go back to school. They never pursue a relationship. They never try to start that business, write that book, write that music. Take that chance. They won't take that chance. Because part of it is fear. They're always waiting for the right time. Waiting for the right time. The right time is when you decide to do it. That is the time. The right time is not a time on a clock. There is no clock in this world that you can look at or watch that you can look at and say, okay, it is 10 right time now. Okay? It is the right time is when it's time for you to do it. That means right now. Do it. Complete a plan, strategize, work out the logistics, Activate the plan. Don't wait for a clock or for somebody else to do it. It's up to you. So waiting for the right time that you never allow to happen is another way that you are robbing yourself of that next big opportunity, that next big job, that great career, that great relationship. You're robbing yourself. You can have the next great idea. You can be the next great person to invent a great cure for a disease. You could be that person. But don't tell yourself, oh, I'm just waiting for the right time. And you never allow the time to happen. The next thing is silencing your own voice. When you silence your own voice, you are robbing yourself. I was guilty of this early in my life, especially in my younger life. I silenced my voice to so much injustice that was done to me. And oftentimes we would not only silence our voice to ourselves, we would silence our voice to things we see happening to other people. Your voice is yours. You can use your voice in a respectful way, in a knowledgeable way, in an educated way to express when something is an injustice, when something is done wrong to somebody, when somebody is being falsely accused, when you are being falsely accused, when you are being bullied, when you are being manipulated. Use your voice. Do not silence your voice. Speak up for your dreams. Speak up for your ambition. Speak up and speak life and speak positivity into your kids. Speak it into your relationship. Speak it into your friendships. Many of us do not speak and use our voice to uplift. We use our voice to destroy. And we remain silent when people are in need of uplifting, and we become loud and boisterous when we want to degrade and tear somebody down. Reverse that. Speak life into you. Speak happiness into you. Speak positivity into you. Use your voice. Make your voice an educated tool, a resource that you can benefit from professionally and personally. Do it. Do it. Do not silence your own voice. Next up, needing others' approval. This is huge. We have a lot of people that feel like they can't do something or they can't accomplish something because they need the approval of somebody else. And this person has no bearing in what your decision you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to do, has no impact on their lives. It's a difference when you have a wife who wants to pursue a real estate career and her husband, okay, and she wants to quit her job. So she may need a few months to get money coming in. So that might be something to where, yes, you do need to consider your mate. You do need to consider your husband or your wife when you're transitioning like that. But when you are trying to do something and it only impacts you, why are you looking for approval from others? Why are you seeking out discouragement? And that's the thing. A lot of us have great ideas. A lot of us have great ambition to where we want to do something, but we're relying on people to give us the okay to go ahead and pursue our dreams, and they have no interest. They do not support our dreams. They do not want to see our dreams come into reality. They are happy with you staying right where you are. So they give you a so-so pass on your dreams. Oh, yeah, if you want to, go ahead, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. I wouldn't do it, but you can do it. It may work, I don't know. Take time to understand that your goals, your ambitions, and dreams are yours. If you have to rely on everybody else's approval in order to make your dreams come true, then they will never come true. Because what they would normally do is make their dreams yours. You will be fulfilling their dreams while yours sits on the rocks, being washed away every day. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. So don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I know this might hurt a little bit, but we're trying to get some healing up in here. So we'll be right back right after this quick break.
We'll be back with your host, Reggie, on Simply Straight Talk.
RM Viaging is a company based on life's journey and sharing life lessons with the world in the form of laughter and reflection, inspiring people to go after their dreams and not giving up on life. RM Viaging creates inspirational music and motivational speeches designed to motivate all age groups. Visit our website at www.rmviaging.com to hear samples of our music. You will also find motivational articles on our blog page titled New Life, New Mind blog. We also have a weekly podcast hosted by Reggie called Simply Straight Talk, all on our website at www.rmviaging.com.
Are you ready for the straight truth? Reggie, what's the final word for today?
Hey everybody, thank you for sticking with us, man. Now let's get back into this conversation. Why are you robbing yourself? Now I think these last two are very key. Very key. I'm guilty of it. I'm sure other people are guilty of it. Even you may be guilty of it. But giving others powers over your emotions. So many of us give power to other people. And if you say, well, nobody has control over my emotions, nobody has control over my life, I'm not giving nobody that much power over me. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because here's an example. If you are sitting in a restaurant and you're having a nice lunch, you're laughing and talking with your friends, and you see a certain person walk in and your whole mood changes, you have given them power over you. It is the same thing. Whether you're walking into a job and you're at work and a certain person walks by or comes to get into conversation and your mood changes, your attitude changes. If you're out at a family get together and a certain person walks in or walks through and your mood changes. Even if a certain person tries to be nice to you, brings you a plate, a drink, or food or something, and you feel like your mood is changing, you have given them power over you. You have given them power to control every moment that their name comes up, their presence is in your presence. You have given them power because they now can control your mood. And some people know, when people know when they have that effect over you, they will exercise that power. If you're going to a celebration, it's your birthday, it's a wedding, it's an anniversary, maybe you've done something and you feel really good and really proud about it. It could be an art show, a book review, no matter what it is. You could be performing at a live concert. That person could be standing right there in the middle of 50,000 people. When you see them, your whole mood and attitude changes. That is giving another person power over you. And many of us do it. We're humans. We have emotions. And when we allow our emotions to be controlled by the presence, the voice, or the name of another person, it puts us in a situation to where we have given them power. They now have control over your peace. They now have control over your happiness. They now have control over the fact that you may feel like, let me just leave. I'm just going to walk out. I'm not even going to stay. I heard a pastor once say that he was at a friend's birthday, that his friend was having a birthday party. It was his really good friend. He was having a birthday party. When the pastor heard that somebody else was also coming to the party, he decided, I'm not going. I will not be a part of that party. So the next day when his friend called and asked him, why did you not come to the party? I thought you was my friend. He said, yeah, but such and such was there. He said, yeah, but that was to celebrate me, not him. And many of us do that. Many of us allow other people to control how we act around people we call friends, our wives, our husband, our kids with our family. Because we have given other people too much control and power in our lives to where they affect how we think, how we act in a place that's not even theirs. If you was in their house, I can understand. But when somebody can walk into your house and control how you feel, how you think, how you act, that's the problem. When you can be in a public space that neither one of you own and you just eating and enjoying your meal, you hear their name or their voice or they walk by and your whole attitude changes. You don't want to even eat your food anymore that you paid good money for probably. You have given them power over you. Why? Why? Why are you robbing yourself of happiness, peace, joy, opportunity, success? Because that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Because by giving them that amount of power over your emotions, your state of mind, your thought process, you are giving them the keys to control you. So therefore, you are robbing yourself. Next up, you don't seek mental growth. This is a big one. We have a lot of people who mentally don't grow. They don't. They don't grow mentally, personally, nor professionally. You know, some people can't distinguish between the work environment and the home environment. Although they may try to talk proper, oh, yes, sir, da 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 da. But their attitudes and their mentality can be ghetto or hood. But they think they are above everybody else. They think that they have grown mentally, and they haven't. Mentally, you have to grow. By mentally growing, you're learning to understand how to deal with your emotions. Everything that I talked about today has either dealt with the physical or the emotional. And you have to learn how to deal with those. And learning how to deal with those things requires mental growth. It requires mental growth to access your feelings, recognize your feelings, deal with your feelings, and learning to understand what emotions are relevant, what emotions are for the moment, and also how to acknowledge that this emotion is misplaced. It should not be here. Let me remove it. How to implement positive thinking, positive thoughts, how to engage in positive conversation, how to deflect negative conversations. Mental growth is going to require you to have research and knowledge. It means expanding your mindset to where you understand the world around you. You understand your world. When you lack mental growth, you are robbing yourself of opportunities. Because every time you interact with somebody socially, there is something you should be learning that's going to require mental growth. Around this group, I need to understand that there are cultural things that I need to recognize and respect. Around this group, I need to understand this is a more professional environment. So mentally, I need to be more aware of what I'm engaging in socially with different groups, different cultures. Mentally, how are you growing? Are you challenging yourself mentally? Are you learning new things mentally? Are you looking at the things that impact your world and how mentally you can increase your capacity, become more intellectual about what's going on, emotionally and physically? One thing I really challenge a lot of black men on is learning the laws. I did a podcast a couple of days ago about the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. That's part of mental growth. No understanding and learning your rights, the desire to learn how to speak and still express yourself without feeling you have to be vulgar and loud and disrespectful and throwing out insults. Regardless how the others may act or how the others may try to provoke you, knowing how to articulate yourself in a manner to where you are respectful, you know your rights, you understand your obligations. But mental growth requires you to be able to accept the fact that there are things I need to learn, things that I can grow from. Remember when I talked about it in the beginning? I talked about, the speed bumps. You know what I'm saying? Remember when I talked about that? How when you hit that speed bump, it's a life lesson. It's a life stop, a lesson stop. Because at that moment, you have to learn something. That's part of mental growth. It's learning when you do hit that life stop, the learning stop, that it's a growth time. That's a time of growth. Even in that moment, you learn something. And that's what I want to encourage everybody to do. Mental growth is about the willingness and the ability and the desire to learn and educate yourself on your emotions, your happiness, your peace of mind, what works in your life and what doesn't. All right? So we're going to wrap this up. Hey, man, listen, I hope you guys got a lot from this. I really enjoyed this show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out the show. We'll be back next week with more content. Remember, new shows drop every Friday. And don't forget, if you got questions for me, Angelique, or Melissa, make sure you email those to me. I'll drop the email link down below. But it's speak@simplystraighttalk.com, okay? Speak@simplystraighttalk.com. Get your questions. We'll go over the questions. So you guys, we appreciate your support. Appreciate the love. And check us out on Instagram. And like I said, thank you guys. And we'll see you next Friday, baby.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Simply Straight Talk podcast. Make sure you visit our website at rmviagem.com, where you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Libsyn, SoundCloud, or Spotify, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that will help us out too. Thank you, and see you next week.